Imagine stepping onto the red surface of Mars, the culmination of human ingenuity and the dream of colonization. But what if I told you that this dream could turn deadly in just 4 years? What lurking danger awaits our brave pioneers on the Martian frontier? Let's uncover the chilling truth about cosmic radiation and why Mars might kill you faster than you think. Welcome back to Beyond Space. Where we explore the universe one mind-blowing idea at a time. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's often overshadowed by the excitement of space colonization, the deadly impact of cosmic radiation on human life on Mars. Recent scientific studies suggest that living on the red planet comes with a ticking clock, one that could limit our survival to just 4 years due to radiation exposure. Why is this important? Because as we stand on the brink of interplanetary exploration, understanding these hidden dangers is crucial for the future of humanity in space. The cosmic radiation threat. On Earth, we are protected by a thick atmosphere and a magnetic field that shield us from harmful cosmic radiation. But Mars, it has a mere fraction of Earth's atmosphere, leaving its surface exposed to relentless radiation from the sun and deep space. Studies reveal that astronauts on Mars could be exposed to radiation levels that exceed safe limits within just a few years. This radiation can lead to severe health issues, including cancer, organ damage, and even acute radiation sickness. The clock is ticking, and every day spent on Mars increases the risk. To understand the gravity of this situation, let's delve into the science. Researchers have modeled the radiation environment on Mars using data from various missions, including the Curiosity rover. They found that astronauts could receive a dose equivalent to several hundred chest X-rays in just 1 year. After 4 years, the cumulative effects could be catastrophic, leading to a survival limit that we can't ignore. But what can we do about it? Can we shield our future Martians? Before we explore potential solutions, I want to hear from you. What do you think is the biggest challenge of colonizing Mars? Is it radiation, or do you think there are other dangers we should be aware of? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. So what's being done to protect future colonizers from this invisible menace? Scientists and engineers are exploring various solutions, from building habitats underground to using Martian regolith as a radiation shield. Some researchers even propose using advanced materials that can absorb or deflect radiation. While these ideas are promising, they require significant advancements in technology and resources. The question remains, will we be able to overcome this obstacle before we set foot on Mars? As we look to the stars and dream of colonizing new worlds, we must also confront the harsh realities that come with it. Mars is a beautiful yet dangerous frontier, and understanding the risks of cosmic radiation is essential for our survival. The challenges are great, but so are the possibilities. Together, we can pave the way for a safe and sustainable human presence on Mars. Let's dive even deeper, because if we're seriously considering making Mars a second home, we need to face the brutal reality of what we're up against. Cosmic radiation isn't just one kind of particle. It's a relentless cocktail of protons, heavy ions, and high-energy particles traveling near the speed of light. These aren't the harmless rays from your microwave. They're the same kind of particles that fly out of supernova, the death throes of stars. When these particles slam into human tissue, they don't just bounce off. They pierce cells, slicing through DNA like bullets through glass. Each impact can shatter the delicate strands that hold your genetic code together. And the body's ability to repair that damage, imperfect at best. Radiation doesn't kill you instantly. It's a slow, silent predator. Imagine microscopic damage accumulating day after day, month after month. Cells begin to malfunction. Some die. Others replicate with mistakes, mutations that could trigger aggressive, untreatable cancers. And that's just the start. One of radiation's earliest and most devastating targets is bone marrow, the cradle of your blood cells. Without functioning marrow, your immune system collapses. Your red blood cells dwindle. Oxygen delivery falters. You bruise more easily, you bleed longer. Wounds stop healing. Minor infections become life-threatening. In Earth-based radiation disasters like Chernobyl and Fukushima, this bone marrow failure was among the deadliest effects. Now imagine that happening 140 million miles from home, with no hospitals, no transfusions, no rescue teams. That's Mars without proper shielding. The damage doesn't stop at the bloodstream. Recent research by NASA has shown that galactic cosmic rays, GCRs, can disrupt neurons in the brain, especially in areas responsible for memory, emotion, and decision-making. Lab mice exposed to simulated deep space radiation developed signs of cognitive decline, anxiety, and depression. Their brains physically shrank in key regions. Their behavior changed. Some scientists now believe that astronauts on long-duration Mars missions may suffer irreversible brain damage by the time they return to Earth, if they return at all. Think about the implications. Pilots forgetting flight sequences, engineers miscalculating life support thresholds, medical officers overlooking symptoms. On Mars, there's no room for error, and radiation makes error inevitable. NASA has long maintained radiation exposure thresholds to protect astronauts' health, but Mars missions challenge every boundary. Just 1 year on Mars could expose a person to 0.66 sieverts of radiation, roughly equivalent to 660 full-body CT scans. That alone increases cancer risk by over 5%. Stay on Mars for 4 years, and that risk rises dramatically, especially for organs like the lungs, liver, colon, and stomach. And here's the kicker. Unlike Earth, where cancer treatment is sophisticated and accessible, on Mars, there is no treatment. There are no oncologists, no radiation therapy, no chemotherapy. Once cancer begins its silent progression, it's a death sentence in slow motion. You may have seen bold plans for growing Mars colonies, families, children, generations of Martians building a new civilization. But here's what they don't tell you. Radiation affects not only the adult body, but reproductive health too. Sperm production declines. Egg quality deteriorates. Pregnancy under high radiation exposure increases the risk of miscarriages, birth defects, stillbirth, severe genetic mutations. A child conceived on Mars, or even during the journey, may never survive to birth, and if born, may suffer lifelong consequences. As of now, safe reproduction in space is biologically unproven and extremely risky. What if you get sick on Mars? Radiation aside, Mars offers zero medical infrastructure, no emergency rooms, no ICU, no intensive diagnostics. If a crew member begins to suffer from radiation-induced sickness, chronic fatigue, hair loss, immune collapse, or worse, there's almost nothing the mission doctor can do. Every treatment option is limited by weight constraints on supplies, power limitations, isolation from Earth, zero resupply capacity. The only real plan in current mission briefs? Stabilize and wait. Wait for what? A miracle. Because even evacuation isn't on the table. You can't just call a space Uber. Beyond background radiation lies an even deadlier threat: solar particle events, or SPEs. These solar flares can release sudden, massive bursts of protons capable of delivering a lethal dose of radiation in just hours. Without real-time warning systems or properly shielded shelters, a major SPE could wipe out a Mars crew before they even realize what hit them. These storms can last minutes or days, and the worst part, they're invisible to the naked eye. One moment you're exploring a Martian valley. The next, you're dying of radiation burns from inside your suit. Radiation isn't the only invisible killer. The psychological strain of living on Mars, cut off from Earth, confined to tight quarters, under constant stress, can be just as deadly. Prolonged exposure to radiation has been linked to increased depression and cognitive dysfunction. Combine that with isolation, red monotony, and the knowledge that death is one mistake away, and you have a psychological powder keg. Some mental health risks include paranoia, memory lapses, rage episodes, anxiety-induced paralysis, despair from chronic illness. One poorly timed breakdown could jeopardize an entire mission. So far, we've seen the tip of the iceberg, and it's already terrifying. Radiation, cancer, brain damage, genetic destruction, psychological collapse. Mars isn't a frontier, it's a crucible. Yet this is what makes space exploration truly heroic. Not the flags we plant or the photos we take, but the willingness to face extinction head-on, all in the name of progress. Cosmic radiation might be the most silent killer, but Mars has many more ways to end a human life. And quickly. Mars has an atmosphere, but it's less than 1% as dense as Earth's and made mostly of carbon dioxide. There's no oxygen to breathe. Step outside without a pressurized suit, and your blood would boil in your veins due to the low pressure. Your lungs would collapse, your eyes would rupture, and death would be nearly instantaneous. Even inside a habitat, maintaining a stable, breathable atmosphere is a delicate balance. One leak, one glitch in the oxygen generation system, and the entire crew could suffocate in minutes. Mars doesn't forgive mistakes. Mars is cold, bitterly cold. The average surface temperature hovers around -80 degrees Fahrenheit, -62 degrees Celsius, with nighttime temperatures plummeting to -195 degrees Fahrenheit, -125 degrees Celsius. Electronics can seize up, lubricants freeze, pipes crack, power drains. In these conditions, even a few minutes without proper insulation or heat can lead to frostbite, hypothermia, or death. There's no room for error in engineering. Every watt of heat must be accounted for. Every failure becomes a death spiral. Martian dust isn't like Earth dust. It's finer than talcum powder, electrostatically charged, and full of toxic chemicals like perchlorates, compounds that disrupt thyroid function and poison the human body. These fine particles get into everything: machinery, causing malfunctions, spacesuits, degrading seals, lungs, causing inflammation or long-term disease, air filters, which clog and fail over time. Worse still, NASA has discovered that Martian dust is so abrasive it could degrade equipment faster than expected, from solar panels to habitat walls. You're not just fighting radiation, you're fighting the entire Martian environment, particle by particle. Mars's gravity is just 38% that of Earth. That might sound fun at first, like a permanent trampoline park, but it has dangerous biological consequences. Over time, low gravity affects bone density, leading to osteoporosis, muscle mass, causing atrophy, cardiovascular health, weakening the heart, vestibular balance, leading to nausea and disorientation, fluid distribution, which swells the face and affects eyesight. Astronauts aboard the ISS already deal with these symptoms in microgravity, and that's after just a few months. On Mars, we're talking years of exposure, with no gravity gym in sight. When you return to Earth, if you even survive, your body might never recover. Growing food on Mars is a feat that still exists mostly in science fiction. The soil contains toxic chemicals, there's no rain, and sunlight is weak, about half of what Earth receives. Hydroponics and artificial lighting might work in small-scale habitats, but feeding a growing colony will demand enormous energy supplies, water recycling, atmosphere control, crop-resistant strains. A single system failure, a broken light array, a fungal infection, a malfunctioning water pump, and the food supply could vanish. Remember, resupply from Earth takes 9 months and costs millions. On Mars, hunger isn't a risk, it's a probability. Technological gaps, our biggest weakness. Let's talk tech. It's our salvation and our Achilles heel. We love to imagine sleek Mars bases powered by fusion reactors and self-sustaining biospheres. But in reality, we don't have portable fusion yet. Most of our life support tech is still experimental. We haven't tested long-term radiation shielding on Mars. AI systems to autonomously manage habitats aren't mature, and launch windows between Earth and Mars open only every 26 months. If your comm system fails, you're cut off. If your rover breaks, you're stranded. If your air recycler jams, you're out of breath. Technology may be our only defense against a hostile planet, but it's far from infallible. The ethics of Martian sacrifice. As humanity pushes toward Mars, one dark question looms. How much risk is too much? Is it ethical to send humans to a place where the air is toxic, the ground is poisonous, the radiation is deadly, and the hope of rescue is zero? Do we send volunteers, prisoners, billionaires, scientists? Would we accept the death of the first Mars crew as a tragic necessity or a monumental failure? The truth is, we are treading a thin line between bold exploration and martyrdom in space. Colonizing Mars will be a one-way ticket for the first crews, not to a new life, but to a sacrifice in service of the species. NASA, SpaceX, and the real plans. So what's actually being done to make Mars survivable? NASA plans to send humans to Mars in the 2030s, beginning with lunar missions under Artemis. Their Mars goals include developing in situ resource utilization, ISRU, to make oxygen and fuel on Mars, testing deep space habitats on the Moon, building radiation-hardened suits and shelters, simulating long-duration spaceflight with missions like HIS, EAS, and CHAPEA. But the technology needed for a 4-year safe Mars mission, still years, if not decades, away. Elon Musk's SpaceX is betting on Starship, a fully reusable rocket intended to carry 100-plus people to Mars. Musk envisions sending cargo missions first, building pressurized domes, terraforming the planet over centuries, launching civilization-level projects. But SpaceX's timelines are wildly ambitious. Starship has yet to complete an orbital Mars launch, and there's no clear radiation mitigation plan. Yet. Optimism is inspiring, but physics doesn't bend for optimism. Mars offers no comfort, no mercy, no safety net. It is a world of magnificent desolation, of red skies and white-hot risks, and yet it calls to us. Because Mars is not just a planet, it's a test of our technology, our endurance, our ethics, our will to survive. We are on the brink of stepping into the vast cosmic ocean, but every step forward demands a sacrifice. 4 years on Mars might be the limit, unless we innovate, collaborate, and prepare like never before. So as we look to the stars, let us remember, space will never be safe, but it will always be worth it. If this deep dive into the deadly truths of Mars fascinated you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Beyond Space. Let us know, would you go to Mars if you knew you had only 4 years to live? Subscribe for more cosmic wonders, science news, and mind-bending looks at our place in the universe. Until next time, stay curious, stay courageous, and remember, humanity's future lies beyond the sky.